Cinderella Gypsy Road. Let's play through all the different sections of the song right off the top. Afterwards, I'll go back through, give you a little more explanation, some guidance, all the details if you need that. Please help out the channel, hit that subscription button, be greatly appreciated. I'm coming out with a lot of videos and you don't want to miss it. And let's get on into this. Gypsy Road by Cinderella. Alright, so we have this intro riff, kind of the cornerstone of the song here. It's going to be based around a B chord here, so we'll start by this bend that happens on the fourth of the A. So kind of a half bend, release, come off to the second. Alright, now we come down and hit the rest of that B chord, the 4 on the D and G. Come back, hit the second on the A, B bass note, come back and hit those 4s again. So just a little bounce between them there. Now we do this little scale up, open A, 2, 4, back into that B chord by hitting the 4s on the D and G, 2 on the A, 4s on the D and G. Okay, so just kind of dancing around that B chord with some bends and walk-ups. We go through that, about 4 times at the top there. And then at the end of the section, we'll do a couple walk-up notes that get us into the verse pattern, which are just open, low E, 3 to 4. Okay, and that's going to get us into that A that starts the verse. Okay, when the verse comes around, we just get into this A blues pattern that's happening. So, just drop down to open A, 2 on the D, and we're just going to bounce between that and, bringing that D to 4, the 6th of the that little blues pattern there. Okay, just kind of shuffling it around through there. You know, a couple strums on the 2 to the 4, a few on the 2, then go like 4 2, just bouncing around that blues pattern. Alright, now I do about 2 measures worth of that, and then we're just going to go right back to our intro riff based around that B, that same riff we were doing. Alright, we just go through it once, and then of course do the pickup notes to get us back to the start of it. Alright, and we would do that for the whole verse pattern. Pre-chorus comes along, and heads up, this is also the rhythm section that's happening during the first solo, you know, with the second guitar. So take note of that. We just moved to some new spots, kind of do some similar things. We'll jump up to a D, how we were doing that A blues pattern. We just basically do that same thing, but in a D. Okay, so open D, and then bounce between the 2 on the G with the 4 on the G. Alright, just a measure's worth. Go back to the A, do that same style there for a measure. Alright, and we're going to go to E now, and when we do this, we're going to do a bend at 2 on the low E. Little half bend, release, off to open. And then just come down and hit the parts of that E chord, the 2 on the A and D there. And just kind of bounce between that and the open low E a few times for a couple of measures there. Okay, just fill out the remainder of those couple of measures. Alright, we'd go through the D and the A section, alright, those first 2 measures again, but instead of going to E that last time through, we're just going to bring it to a G power chord here, strumming on it, you know, 8th note style. 3 on the E, 5 on the A and D. Right, and then just down a fret for the F sharp there, 2 of the E, 4 on the A and D. Same there, just strum it out for the remainder of that measure. Right, now get us into our chorus section. Chorus comes along, and we'll do our intro B riff, you know, the 4 to 2 with the chordage there. Right, and then from there, we'll just go to a open E. A few strums there, and you can even add a little 3 to open on the E at the end of it. A little flare there. All right, into a A. That A blues pattern. Back to the E, and when you get to the E, you can even throw in a little bit of that bluesy stuff here by adding like a little suspended second there by you know, making that 2D a 4D. Just a little subtle thing there if you want to put it in. All right. Go through the B, E, A section again. And when we get to this last E, we'll do it this style where we just do the bend on the 2 of the E, release to open, and then come up and hit like a couple of open B and E's. Just for a little different style there with the E. Bridge section, some new chords going on here. Let's come up and hit the C sharp minor, 4 on the A, 6 D and G, 5 B. Just kind of hit it, let it ring. You can pick through it a little bit if you're into that. Okay, into like kind of a more relaxed A blues pattern. Just kind of do it once, you know, like the 2 to 4 to 2 once. Little chiller style of it. And come up, hit a E blues pattern. We'll do it this way where we come up high. All right, we'll go 2 on the D with the 4 G. Go 4, 6, 4 on the G. Okay. And then to a B blues pattern. So, you know, exactly what we did there. Just up a set of strings. You know, 2 on the A, 4, 6, 4 on the D. All right, go through the C sharp minor to A again. And then once we get to that B, the second time through, we do it for 2 measures. And as far as the second guitar, there's a second guitar doing a little something over this. Some little accent notes. It goes 4, 6, 7 to open on the A. Okay, it does a little unison chord here. 7A, 9G. Down a fret, 6A, 8G. Back to the 7A, 9G. Down to 2 on the A. And then it just does that first little bit, 4, 6, 7, open on the A. So lets that A ring till the end. Get into this first solo here. Just a lot of bluesy riffs going on. Mostly just minor pentatonic stuff going on. We'll be here at 12 on the G. Give that a bend, and then we're going to come down and hit 10s on the B and the E there. Just a couple of them back to back. All right. And that little riff there, we're going to crank through that 3 times. Okay, a little Chuck Berry thing there. From there we move down to 7s on the B and the G. Give that a slow bend and release. Come off to 5G. Hammer that 5 to 6, and then 7D. Okay. From there we'll come over and we'll do another kind of open to bend repetition thing happening here. Do B and E open, hit 2 on the B and E and give them a bend, and then just crank through that 4 times. Okay, that little riff there. From there we'll move to 2 on the G and B, give that a slow bend and release, and then go 2 open on the D. Come back up here to the 12G, bend it, hit 10B, 10E. We go 13, 10B, bend to 12G, 10B, 10E, bend to 13B. Okay, I'm going to crank through that fairly quick. So let's just try this first section up to speed. Last part of the solo. Back in this section here, we go open G, 5, hammer to 6, 7D. Then we'll hit an 8B, come off to 5s on the B and G, hammer that 5G to 6. Okay. From there, come back here and do a little repetitive open to bend thing. We go open G, 2 on the G and B, bend it, release, come off to open B and G. Do that a couple times. 2D, open G, 2, open, to 4, D, hit open B and E, and then just bend 2 on the G and hold it. Interlude section, we get a little bit of a cleaner tone, and we're just kind of doing some similar things we've done, just arpeggiating a little more. We'll do our main B riff, all right, from the intro. All right, and you can just pick through that 4 on the G and D a little bit. Okay, to the 2 open on the E, 2 on the D, hit an open B, open E, pick through it, you know, that E minor a little bit. Okay, then just do that real simple A blues thing. 2, 4, 2 on the D with the open A's. Same thing up to the E. Just take that up a set of strings. Alright, we'll go through that whole thing about 4 times. And at the end, we just kind of come back building with that low E power chord. You know, you can put the dirt back on. Just to get us back into our, you know, outro chorus section. Outro solo. Drop to this newer spot here. We'll band up the 6 on the G, hit the 4 on the B and E, do a 7 to 4 on the B. Come back to that band on the 6B, release off to 4. Alright. Bring it up here, and we're going to do 8 on the G, hit the 7 on the B and E. Okay, bend 10 on the B a couple times, and the last time just kind of give it some vibrato at the end. Alright, and then we'll just keep bending that 10 again. Give it, you know, about four bends, then a release off to 7. Alright, do some bends on 9 of the G and B, slow bend and release. Go 7G, back to the 9s on the B and E, to 7B and E with a bend. And then just hang out on the 9 of the D. End of the solo here in the outro. Starts fading out at a certain point here. We'll be at 9D and just hit some bends on the 7 of the B and G. Go through that, you know, 3 times. Alright. Come back to the 7s on the B and G, hit the 9, 7, 9G with the bend. Alright, 7 on the E, do the 10, 7 on the B. Then 9G with the 7 on the B under it, and then release that 9. 9D, 7G a couple times, come up to the 8, back to the 9D, and just slide that 7 on the A out. Alright, and then we just come all the way up here, go to 22 on the high E, and just give that some bends all the way through the fade out. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.